Hey, welcome to another Friday Fireside Chat vlog. And I want to go over something that I assume pertains to you as a viewer, because if you're watching this video, then you have some sort of ambitions towards creating more money, creating wealth, creating income streams, diversifying your income streams. Point being, you have some sort of interest in money. And I don't mean that in a greedy way, but yeah, you're looking to either be smart with money, you're looking to grow money, but money, that's the underlying kind of the common denominator here. And I wanted to go over this because it is totally relevant to you. And I want to kind of do a little mile marker check for you, just throw this out there because these stats are actually pretty shocking and something that almost makes you turn your head again and look, wait, really? Is that the case? And I've done videos like this in the past, I think, but I definitely want to get out here because this is some very practical stuff. And it fits perfectly into the channel because, like I said, common denominator, if you're watching this, you care about money. So my question to you is, how are you doing in the money aspect in the sense of retirement, your savings, long term? You're clearly, being wise in the short term in terms of, well, you're watching a channel like mine, which implies you have an interest in money. Again, not in a greedy way. So that's good. That's a good first step. But just because you have interest, just because you're trying to do things, let's make sure you're actually kind of putting some action behind your words, putting some action behind, goals that maybe you have written down. So let's look at this article. It recently just came out. And let's see kind of, it's up to you to be honest with yourself on where you stand in this. And, if you're kind of slacking, well, you better get on it because this is not a good situation. And this is actually a scary situation that there are so many people out there that are currently facing these sorts of numbers. So the article comes from CNBC. 1 in 3 Americans have less than $5,000 saved for retirement. That is really, that's pretty sketchy. 1 in 3, so right around 33%, have less than $5,000 saved for retirement. Now I get it. If you're 18, then that's fine. You're 18. If you're in high school, that's fine. If you're, 20, kind of fine. It depends. Are you working? Are you in college? But $5,000, money doesn't grow on trees, but $5,000 isn't exactly like a huge amount of money either. It's not small, but it's not like this is some survey that's saying, 1 in 3 Americans don't have $500,000 saved. Okay, that's a little bit different. Or even $50,000. But $5,000? 1 in 3 don't have that amount saved for retirement? From that article, the vast majority of Americans, 78%, say they're extremely or somewhat concerned about not having enough money for retirement, according to Northwest Mutual's 2018 Planning and Progress Study. 78% are, that's great. I'm glad they're concerned. I'm glad they're worried about it. But 78%, you have 10 people. That's 8 of those people that are standing before you fit into this category. So if you're younger, and I'm talking to myself right now too, let's use the future as kind of a wake-up call where we're seeing these stats and knowing, wow, that's a lot of people that are worried. And I'm sure if you asked those people, probably 100% of them, well, there's always some kind of bad apple. So we'll say 97% of them would probably say, I wish I would have treated this retirement stuff serious a whole lot sooner because now I'm extremely worried about where I stand. So again, talking to myself here, talking to all the younger, how you define younger, I'll leave that up to you. But that's people. We're seeing people in the future that are eventually going to be us in age, and a lot of these people are very, very worried. So let's, how are you doing in this regard? I mean, like I said, it's just, you don't have to justify anything to me. It's me just throwing this out there so that you can kind of look in the mirror and do a self-assessment. And this article continues on, and for good reason. A shocking, get ready for this, 21% of Americans have nothing at all saved for their future. And another 10% have less than $5,000 tucked away, the study finds. That means about a third of Americans have only a few $1,000s or less put away for their golden years. 21%. That's a pretty big number. Have nothing set aside for retirement. That is crazy, and I hope that is kind of a wake-up call about what can happen if you let it happen. Now, like I said, and I started off this video, I want to bring this up. If you're watching this video, then you're very conscious of money. You're very conscious of personal finances. Now, sure, you're focused on the stock market, but hey, the stock market is like a good way to save for retirement. It's tried and true, right? It's proven. There's historical data that says, hey, had people been saving in the stock market for retirement, they'd be doing quite well right now. So how are you doing in this regard? Because I get it. As somebody that's still relatively younger, retirement, that's so far away. I'll start tomorrow. And all of a sudden, tomorrow is caught up to apparently 20% of the population where they don't have anything at all saved. And that's I don't know, that kind of blows my mind. So I hope this is kind of a wake-up call to you on how you're doing. Are you saving money? Are you putting money aside? What sort of amount do you have? Because these are very real numbers and quite scary numbers. Of course, some people are more prepared. A quarter report having $200,000 or more stashed away, while 16% have between $75,000 and $199,999. But overall, Northwestern Mutual found that Americans with retirement savings have an average of $84,821 saved, which is far from enough. Experts typically recommend trying to accumulate at least $1 million. Once more, very scary numbers. $84,000 is really not that much at all, especially when you factor in medical technology and just medicine as a whole. It's getting better and better. Therefore, life expectancies are going to keep on growing. So if you're retiring at, I don't know, let's just call it age 70, and you got another 20 years in you, $84,000 over 20 years. And of course, you have some Social Security factored in, maybe, but that's a whole other discussion. That's not that much money. So you better get on it. I better get on it. I better stay on it. I am doing it, and but I'm very focused on it. But you better be ready, because there's some crazy numbers out there. And if your goal is, well, the government's going to take care of me when I'm retired through Social Security, I won't dispute that. I may disagree, but let's just say that's true. Then you better have a standard of living that's going to match that. If you think that you're going to have this, that, and the other, and that you're going to be living some awesome retirement, then you're living in fantasy land. You better, as long as you're fine with, very, very basic. And when I say basic, I mean like super basic standard of living. If you're good with that, then fine. But, way too many people have these illusions of grandeur about what the retirement's going to look like. And then you look at the stats and it's like, I think a lot of people are just really misunderestimating their standard of living when they retire and what they're going to be able to accomplish when you have these numbers that, you see here. Especially the people that have zero. Maybe they just plan on working the rest of their life. And if they love their job, then maybe that's what's going on there. But something tells me that's probably not the case. So just be aware of the numbers. Ask yourself, look in the mirror. How are you doing saving? And if things are kind of rough, I don't know, might be time to look at your personal finances. I will take time to plug my Money with Clay course, which is the other website I have. It's the Slab Money Method. I would encourage you to check that out. It's what I've done to, not only grow my finances, control my finances, but also it starts with just getting rid of debt and how I paid off $163,000 in debt. So if you are interested in that, then you can click down below. And, if you're still watching this video, then we'll do a coupon code here, just because you're probably clearly very serious about this stuff. So if you're interested in that course, Retire Rich, and that'll take the course down to $99. So Retire Rich, enter that in as a coupon code, and that'll give you $99. And I don't know if we'll make that a temporary thing or not, but I guess it's at least worth a try, and if it still works, then we haven't disbanded. But, as far as I'm concerned, like I said, if you're still watching, that tells me you're serious. Maybe you're a little, oh man, maybe I should get this stuff going. And I want to help you out with that. So, you can do that. Use that code. Oh, Clay, you're just saying that it works because you're trying to sell something. Fair point, but my counterpoint to that would be the Slab Money Method comes with a 1-year money-back guarantee. 1 year. If that doesn't show confidence in it, I don't know what else I can really do. But if you do what I teach, if you follow the procedures that I show, then you are not only going to get your finances under control, but you're going to get yourself on a good, solid track to be able to start to save for retirement, which apparently a lot of people are not doing. So Retire Rich is a coupon code. Check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. But even if you don't invest into, kind of getting things back on track, I don't know. Look in the mirror And you'll have to ask yourself, how do you feel in terms of your progress of saving for retirement? If you are out there trading alone currently and maybe are in the market looking for a community to join to assist you in your trading or to just help you, give you another set of eyeballs, then I do have a private trading community where you can trade alongside me and other experienced traders. So what you see popping up on the screen right now is both an information link. So if you click on the inner circle one, that is going to take you to the page where I explain all the details of what exactly come with the community, both the chat room and the newsletter. And then the other image that has popped up is a behind the scenes tour where you can see exactly what is going to be contained within the community. I take you through, like I said, a behind the scenes tour of everything, and that way you'll know precisely what you are getting when you join. So definitely check that stuff out if you are interested and thinking about wanting to join a community, and let me know if you have any questions.